Today we're going to talk real quickly about Study Island. It's pretty important with EPIC learners. I shared with you a pacing guide, and this is what it looks like. If you didn't get it, let me know, and I will send it to you, make sure that you got it. Down at the bottom, you can see grade level tabs. So we've got 3rd grade, 4th grade. 5th grade is going to have 3 because this spring in April, 5th graders will be taking math, reading, and science tests. 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. 8th grade will also be taking science tests as well. So if you are a 3rd, 4th, 6th, or 7th grader, you'll only be doing math and reading topics in Study Island for the most part. And then if you are a 5th grader or an 8th grader, you'll also be taking science. So when you come to Study Island, it looks a little bit like this. When you get your username and password, you'll log on. I've already logged on as a 7th grade student. So then when you open up your page, this is what it's going to look like. This is the My Class. Our class is called Surf, Disney, Kristen. The Surf stands for Christy Surface. She's our principal. It's abbreviated of her name. Over here to the left, you can click on any of these grade level tabs and you can see the skills that need to be covered for those grade levels. If you're curious or if a student needs to be remediated in any of those skills, you're welcome to do that if needed. I've made it easy though, because when you click on those tabs, they're going to have past skills for Oklahoma, which are old standards, and then there's going to be Oklahoma academic standards, which are the new standards that we'll be covering this year. So what I've done is I've created assignments for each grade. So this particular 7th grader, I've already pulled out the 24 math topics that need to be covered, and I've already pulled out the 39 reading topics that need to be covered. This is not a science tester this year. She's not a 5th grader or an 8th grader, so she only has math and reading to do for me this year. You can see that her percentage is over here, and you can click from here to either do math or reading. I'm going to really quickly hop back over here to this pacing guide so that you can see for a 7th grader, by September 16th, she would need to have earned a blue ribbon for rational numbers, and she would have needed to have earned a blue ribbon for summarize main idea and details. So we're going to go look at those. So clicking on math, you'll see that the very first topic listed is rational numbers. Now once she or he has earned those blue ribbons for rational numbers, then you can work ahead, and even if something like linear equation looks exciting, you can work ahead, but just make sure that you've done the skill that needs to be done by that week before you go and hop around to other skills. All right, so when you come here, this is the first one we're going to do today is rational numbers. Before you begin, it is essential that you click lesson. It's right off to the side. And that's important because it's going to tell you what you're going to be tested over. If you go into these assessments without any idea of what a rational number is, then you're going to be wasting a lot of time for yourself. And you may not have covered this in your curriculum yet. So you'll want to take some time to review this information, and everything you need to know is going to be listed right here in the rational numbers. Make sure that you have a pencil and paper ready because this is a good time to take some notes. At the top of your paper, you'll write the word rational numbers. You can put SI for Study Island also at the top and put today's date. SI, by putting that on our notes, it just tells us that's kind of where we got these notes, that it wasn't something that came out of your curriculum. It was something you got out of Study Island. This right here in a blue box, that means it's important. Go ahead and write those things down. Write what a rational number is and what an irrational number is. Below that gives us some examples of what rational numbers are and irrational numbers are. Here's another important blue box with a definition. Write that in your notes. Now we're also going to have an example. One of the problems will look exactly like this. Prove that the decimal number 20 and 8/100 is rational by finding its fractional form. It works us through the problem, tells us exactly how we can be confident that that is a rational number. So make any notes that would help you remember this information, because this is an example of a problem that we will see on the assessment in just a minute. Page 2 of the notes takes us to a video for Khan Academy. Khan Academy videos are great. They are short, sweet, to the point, and not cheesy at all. So watch that video take any notes needed. And then page 3 also gives us another video. I'm guessing one's about rational numbers and one's irrational. I don't know. Watch the videos, and then when you think you're ready, close out your notes page and click on the topic to get ready to take your assessment. There are 3 ways that you can take an assessment. You can do a printable worksheet, because I know a lot of parents are concerned that their child spends a lot of time on the computer, and I'll be honest with you that when you have to guess A, B, C, or D, a lot of times that's all you do is you guess. So by getting a printable worksheet, you can help your child prepare for that test with a paper pencil format, which is very helpful for lots of kinesthetic learners. This does have multiple choice in it and can be printed off. You can hide multiple choice and print it off and make the student work out their work for you to see. That's a handy little thing that this is offered for us. Game mode is another way that you can take this. I will be honest with you, game mode doesn't run real smoothly. It's very quick. The games are challenging. The kids sometimes focus more on the game than the assessment. And the game is often what frustrates kids more than anything. So I only allow my learners in my home to use game mode occasionally. For the most part, we do practice mode only. Okay, click practice mode. Down here is the number of 10 questions. It's already listed at 10. Number of questions preset at 10. If you have 10 questions, you have to have 70% to get a blue ribbon. Now, we haven't taken this assessment yet. This is our first time out the gate. It might be a good idea to raise that number to 20, because out of 10 questions, and if you get the first 1 to 3 problems incorrect, you're already at 70%. So if you get the first 3 wrong, and sometimes we need to get the first one wrong before we realize exactly what they're asking. So a lot of times I'll recommend that you go ahead and bump that up to 20. And if you forgot to do the lesson, there's one more chance to look at lesson right here. That's very important to take notes. All right, we're going to start the test. The first question says, which of the following set contains only rational numbers? So I'm going to do a quick guess, and I got it right. If I would like an explanation as to why the answer is right or wrong, if I had gotten it wrong, click explanation and take more notes. You would want to make sure that you understand exactly why the answer is right or the answer is wrong. Next question. This one was just like the example in our notes. So we know we can get this one right because we know how to do this problem, right? Next question. This is another one that was taken in our notes. So we know how to do this problem because we wrote our notes down. And guess what? Your notes are sitting right next to you. Refer to your notes as you take these exams, okay? All right. I'm going to end this study session. I don't recommend that you ever do that. Go ahead and try and finish if possible. I'm going to end this study session. And I can see right here that I got 100%. 3 questions were correct. I got an advanced. Yay, I won that blue ribbon, right? No. Because if we return back to the main score, it says right here, a passing goal has to be out of 10 questions with 70% correct. So my blue ribbon did not show up over here. That's why you have to do at least 10 or 20 questions and you have to get 70%. I will also tell you that if I take the test again, it will average my next score with this score. And a blue ribbon will only show up over here, right here in this little space. A blue ribbon will only show up there if I've taken at least 10 questions and my average grade of all those 10 questions is a 70% or higher. Okay? So on this skill, I still have some more work to do. 3 questions, getting them correct is not nearly enough. Okay? Now I'm going to go return back to the main menu, and I'm going to just show you real quick what reading looks like. Reading looks like this right here. Summarize main idea and details. That would be the first skill that we're going to do. Oh, I forgot to hit lesson, but remember I have one more chance. I'm going to click it here. I don't want to even attempt this before taking some notes. We've got 3 pages of notes here, and here are a couple of videos that they will show. These are a little cheesy, but they're definitely worthwhile. and some practice tiles that gives us a chance to try our best to get main idea and supporting details down. Page 2. And page 3. Got a couple of examples for us to try. So take any notes that you feel would help you on this assessment. Once again, you still have the 3 main modes of taking your test. I'm just going to click here on practice mode just so that you can see what the first question will look like. My computer's running a little slow today. There it is. Okay, so it has a paragraph or a passage for us to read. And then it will shoot us a couple questions that might be about this passage. So you don't necessarily get a brand new passage for every question. You may have 2 or 3 questions over the same passage. And question right here with some options for you to choose from. Over here is a tool set you can click on. There's a pad, which might come in handy if you don't have your pencil or paper sitting next to you, but you probably better. I'm going to pretty much insist upon that. If you're a high schooler, your screen might look a little different. They try to make it look a little more grown up for high schoolers. So this is what some of your screens look like. Over here would be my classes. Once you click on that, you'll see the same kind of thing that we saw on the other screen. You'll click on that and you'll see the same thing. Some topics that you've been enrolled in that I've assigned for you. You'll click on those and you'll work your way through your sets. After you have completed a set and you've earned a blue ribbon, it really won't show up like a blue ribbon. Let me show you what it will be. It will be a little island. Actually, let me go back over here so you can see. It'll look a little bit like this. It's a little palm tree island thing, but it will show up in the same place where our blue ribbon should show up. So cancel out of that for a second. So when we go back to the main page right here and we click right here, instead of a blue ribbon, it will show up as an island or a palm tree. When I say you need to earn a blue ribbon, for you high schoolers, you just need to know that that also means palm tree. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions, all right?